Nature and wildlife, among other aspects of the great outdoors, are a truly underappreciated part of this world. Whether it be bears and moose, mountains and rivers, or even oceans and beaches, no words can really describe this world's many wonders that come from nature itself. Growing up in a suburb of a big city, being outside always seemed more like a chore than honestly an enjoyment. Going on bike rides to the store, being forced to play outside, always had aspects of fun to it, but there was never a desperate want to experience it. Turning 14 had a few advantages, being a year older for one, but also being able to compete in a high level of sports. What was not expected, however, was an opportunity that would alter my values and goals in a way I never even saw possible. The opportunity was going to be a trip to Alaska. Alaska, being one of the most remote places in the world, is probably also one of the most desirable locations to travel, specifically for people who love the outdoors. Going there is no easy task. In fact, some may say that it's a very unlikely place to travel in the span of a lifetime, with its numerous secluded national parks, overwhelming abundance of wildlife, and lack of major cities. Alaska is truly an adventurer's dream. After being packed and on the way to the airport, excitement and eagerness were in the air. The plane flight was long and consisted of mostly sleep, but the dreams and the thoughts were all on the trip ahead. What kind of places we would go to and see, what kind of food we would eat, and what places we would stay in. All weighed heavily on my mind during the entirety of the trip. Arriving at Anchorage, Alaska at midnight had us completely exhausted. So we promptly fell asleep in order to get an early start for our drive to Kenai Fords National Park. It was our goal to complete a hike to the top of a glacier, and despite the fact we were unable to complete the hike, the scenery we saw was something I never thought I would see my whole life. Towering mountains all around, a huge glacier leading up to an ice field, wildflowers and green grass all around. Nothing really truly could capture what we witnessed that day. About after a few days of staying by the coast, we decided to drive up to Denali National Park, one of the largest parks in the world, with Denali Mountain, the largest mountain in North America, resting directly in the center of the park. The park features all kinds of different scenery, mountains, wildflowers, fields, hills, rivers, lakes, anything you could possibly imagine. All of that plus only one road going into the park, only accessible via a park bus, demonstrates the seclusion that Alaska offers. A 6 hour bus ride through the mountains and fields allowed us to see all sorts of things such as bears, moose, elk, mountain sheep, and so many other things. After finishing up the trip and coming back, there was this feeling that could not be shaken. It felt as though something was missing, something that I could not find in my daily routines. After experiencing all the mountains and the wildlife, felt as though there is so much more to this world that I couldn't find in the comforts of my life. The outdoors had so much to see, and yet life seemed to keep me from seeing how beautiful it was. After seeing all I did, I realized that there was more to see, and that my goals would be to take advantage of all I could, for I am not able to anymore. A larger appreciation of nature was a result of the trip, and that will forever be remembered as a trip that changed my goals and values about nature and wildlife.